It was my first day in my freshman Com102 course, and just as all teachers for some ungodly reason love to do, my professor assigned us with a get-to-know-your-classmates project. For this assignment, we were randomly paired with a partner who we would interview and learn about before presenting them to our fellow classmates. When my partner stood up to introduce me, she announced confidently that her first impression of me was that I was pretty awkward. Feeling quite awkward indeed, I blushed as she continued to describe me to my peers. My face was tomato red by the time she concluded that I was actually really nice, but still very awkward. The truth is, I am, and probably always will be, incredibly awkward. It only makes sense considering the strange circumstances surrounding my birth. A few months before I entered the world, a radiologist told my parents that she could not determine the sex of their second child because of how I was positioned. However, because of my curled-up, unborn self decided it was a good idea to place my thumb between my thighs at that moment, the doctors concluded that I was definitely a boy. Great thinking there, Lauren. Growing up, I did not have the best relationship with my family. 3.5 years after I was born, my brother joined our family, making me the middle child. Being a middle child felt like a never-ending daily battle of comparisons, like being a last-place trophy to my perfect older sister and a huge disappointment to my precious baby brother. If there was ever a time of recognition from my family, it always felt negative. I also had a horrible image and perception of myself. I never felt pretty enough, popular enough, talented enough, and I especially never felt skinny enough. I turned these adverse feelings into destructive behaviors at the expense of those around me. My tongue spat out only harsh words as I grew up, caring only about my own desires and needs, and ultimately only caring about myself. My excitement to leave home and supposedly never speak to again the family that, despite my awful behavior, always supported and cared for me, was shattered almost instantly upon starting school at WSU. Classes were difficult, friends were hard to make, and I never felt more alone in my life. All I wanted to do was go home, apologize for everything, and be in the comfort of my family. Through every good time and hardship I've experienced thus far in my 2 years of college, I've learned a lot about myself. My priorities have straightened out immensely as I pursue both my education and my passions. The greatest lesson I have learned, though, is that family is what matters most in life, despite the occasional and inevitable headbutting. They will always be there for you, even at your darkest and ugliest moments. I may always be an awkward soul, but I agree with my former classmate in that I am also a kind person. At least I believe I am now anyway. As a child, my parents taught our family a Bible verse from the book of James, which reads, "Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." I believe that these are great qualities to strive for every day, although it took me a long time to apply them to my life personally. I still have a long path ahead of me, but I am pleased with the individual I am growing to be. I hope that someday someone's first impression of me will be that of someone who is kind, hardworking, compassionate, and loves God, her family, and others above herself.